Lam Rim Text, Lam Rim Text, and Gyatso Rangi, and Lama and Sosugan Yamnenji, and Shanlia, Passam Lamdagi Tony, Shanlia Pembi to the Shantunga said, Digu to Yachido, and Ma Shanlia Chike Manoa Machuachi, Ma Shevaina, and Denigi Tsarchi Sheva in there. Benson and bottom of a sad, so Rangi and Lam Rim Yamnenja, Sarjik Lamets in a church, Yamnenjeva in there, and so on bottom of a sack is. Just on Tarmango in that was on Chambu, but Sarjik dine, so Sugan Yamnenje, and Mars Lassam Namdagi on the Shana Sheva in there, and so them get him a sago, is in Deco Mount to shoot.
Good evening. So last time we spoke about how the Lam Rim, or the graduated stages to enlightenment, that hearing these teachings, we should receive them or hear them as being individual advice or spiritual instructions for ourselves, and then put them into practice. Putting them into practice, we then develop a motivation such as the altruistic attitude of universal responsibility. Developing such a motivation in ourselves then starts to pervade our activities, including as we receive further teachings. And then with such a motivation, receiving teachings or explaining teachings, one accumulates immeasurable stores of merit. And furthermore, so the point that was being emphasized last time was that whether one receives a Lam Rim teaching just once, or even if one receives many and explains the teachings or presents the Dharma, especially when motivated by this the mind of special intention or the altruistic motivation of universal responsibility, then one accumulates incredible stores of virtue.
Kissing Shivadi Dunda, Chigare, kissing Dundadi, Jawa, Sonam Gyatso in the Yore, Sonrua, Chazan, Denigi, Captain Mason, and Jeremichis in the Son Yore, Jeremichik, Lam Rim Text, the Son Yore, Siktima, Tire, that the negative Lamis, Sonro Kunji, Imbo Dundua, Tsudi Tunia Dunda, Yambejan, Damchi Cheta, Tibe Payenso, Lapshin Tuber and maybe did some searching. Or Lam Rim Text and Lam Rim Chumus and Jeremichiki, all those just want to hear it.
So the author of our text, Sonam Gyatso, to show that what he's been presenting is not something he's just made up, but rather that it comes from a sound scriptural source, he then quotes a verse from Lama Tsongkhapa's Song of Experience, or the short Lam Rim, and that we have here near the top of the 5th page. And I'll just read an alternative translation, because you all have one here, so just to bring out a different flavor, I'll read a translation by Venerable Lobsang. Contemplate the meaning of this method that gathers the essence of all the scriptures. Even teaching or hearing a single session definitely gathers great waves of the assembled benefits of explaining or listening to the Holy Dharma.
And the Sonam Kunji Nimbo Dundo as the Kissin Shubanashi, Sanyo Jumendiki, and the Jig Mazu Joa Semjanji, Dunga, Tayage, Tabatamji Kimoko, Toya, Dondalia, and the Chi Bautomeva Sunyores. This is Sonam in the Chazan, Nimbo Dunia, to Duena, give Chumelam Nirimba, and give Jingalam Nirimba, give Chimbalam Niriba, Lam Nirimba Sumna, the Dugores, the Nigi, Donachazan Nimbo to Dujena, and Jaju Lam Rim Nalia, and Dundani Bud Su Dujan Sonja Yorezida.
Looking at, for us, the second line, this tradition embodying the essence of all Buddha's words. And this refers to the Lam Rim, the graduated stages to enlightenment. And this contains the condensed essence of all the Buddha's teachings. This was mentioned last week. Everything that the Buddha taught was motivated so as to guide sentient beings in how to develop the minds that lead to the attainment of liberation from suffering. And so all these teachings that were given, motivated by this wish for sentient beings to also attain the exalted state of enlightenment, these have been gathered in the Lam Rim tradition, and their essence has been arranged in accordance with the sequence of trainings that are common to the being of small capacity, that are common to the being thereafter, that the practices that are common to the being of intermediate capacity, and thereafter the practices which are unique to the being of greatest capacity.
also Taibada Tamji Kimbi, Gofang to Guru, Anzu Duma Seku, and Digi Dengu, Dini and Zang, Tabi Gofang, Dingi Devatola, Tabato Gure, and Delayana, Jige, Jibabasha, Jeba, and the Pawala, and Sanji Gofang to Guru, Jisa Dini Tobala, and the Sanji Sun Shaki, Sunrabia, Tursam Yamlin Machina, Nazugi, Nyumba Panta, and the Kawaki Jutati, Hakugo Marwa, Dini and Nyumba Payalia, Panda, and the Communion Jeta Shimbala, Sanji Sora, the Tursam Jigore. Jisa Sanji Sora, Tursam Jena, Sanji Suma, what the Gachim should never to Sanji Suma was a Gachim board. Did I get him on the Chasa, Dalia, Gun, Chicken, Jumba, and the one Mutije, Shum Chimbo Mongol Datu, Dania, Dina, Dinigi, Dia, Gohab Marawa, and the Dusit. Jinyu da Bendigo Maranandula, and Azuki the dining Buddhist, Lam Rim Text, and Yamna Chevaina, and Givo Churches Lam Rimba, and Yamna Jeta, Numo Batang, Geo Chaza, Jasum, rest, Jeza, Lam Rimba, and Yamna Chevaina, and then Delia Dinah gave you so repute, and dining Bochasa, the Hako 2 days order, Sanji Soyagi, the dining body, and the Carolina. Sanji Gobato, Tabata Tamji Gobato. Dini Zanga, Lam Rim Delia, Lobsang, this Lam Rim now Subanas in Yamlin Chevaina, and Mazu Numo Batana, Geshe Thubten Rabten, Dalai and Sanji Mu Taduti, Sanji Gobato Enza, Mazu, Sanji Gobato, 2 years or rather. Dini in Zanda, Lam Rim said, Dina, Lam Rim Chamboda, and denied that Mazu Dediti, Lam Rim Seshima said, Sick New and Donachas and Buddhist, and the Jibacha de Roa.
All of us, we have this instinctive yearning to experience the lasting happiness, a happiness that is devoid of all suffering and frustration and misery. We all want to attain a state that is liberated completely from suffering, a state where only lasting happiness is experienced, the state of liberation. And moreover, even beyond that, if we manage to completely abandon the stains of the imprints, we will be able to attain full and complete enlightenment, a state where all good qualities are perfected. So what these states are, the states of liberation and enlightenment, this is something that we don't know experientially, and we have no knowledge of these even intellectually. So, and moreover, how to achieve these states, this is something too we don't have experience of, nor do we know how to fully achieve them. So therefore, we need to receive many teachings on the Buddha Dharma and engage in contemplation and eventually meditation on the entire vast expanse of the Buddha's teachings. The problem, one of the problems we have in these degenerate times, though, is we lack the opportunity or the time to delve into this vast array of teachings from the Buddha, directly the teachings from the Buddha. And it would, of course, be wonderful if we had the time and the opportunity to study the vast array of the Buddha's teachings, but not having this. We are fortunate enough, though, that we have the essence of the Buddha Dharma condensed and arranged in a faultless manner within the Lam Rim teachings. The entire essence of the Buddhist teachings that will lead to the state of lasting happiness has been presented in the correct sequence to practice within the Lam Rim tradition. And so the Lam Rim tradition then is arranged according to the practices of the beings of three capacities. So through relying on the Lam Rim, we will come to understand the essence of the Buddha's teachings, and we will be actually able to realize that essence and thereby attain liberation and even enlightenment. So that is what is found in the great Lam Rim texts, such as the Lama Tsongkhapa's Lam Rim Chemo, the great Lam Rim. But that has been abbreviated into a far more shorter text, such as what we have here, the essence of refined gold. But even though a text such as this contains very few words, the essence of the Buddha Dharma is here. Both the meaning as well as how to accomplish the meaning within ourselves.
Nyamlenje nan shanliya, lasam namdagi tone shanliya, tsarjik shebayinaya, ane che shebigi panyon padombiwa sato go research. Da rangi ane jiga lama shanzen, rangi lamezin, rangi lamyi rimbadi pa su nyenje, tsarjik nyenje, ane jiga su jiki nyenbayinaya, panyon padombiwa sato go research. Sosugi, da sosugi nyamlenje ne shanliya, lasam namdagi hone, ane mano machubache, ane ma shebayina, and she pembi to the shebayina, and chibi panye. Now, Sosorangi Sosoran Yamlenje, Shinye, and the limits and pa, Chu Shujiang, the Nyan, Yambaina, the Nesosugi, Chu Tibi panye, Roti payen. She's not Damchi Chedang, the Shanlia, Lasanam da one Sheba. Then Tibi payen, Tibas, the Rangi, limits and a Tibigi. Nyamnajibe, the nigger pain, bottom, Sonam pains, no Sonam Lagor, Sonam bottom ever, Lapchins, and the Lap, Sonam Gyachimos or Gyachimbo, Dubarsis, Sagris or Rajazan, Sonam Gyachimosato Gurezire.
Then looking at the rest of this verse, one session of hearing or teaching this tradition embodying the essence of all Buddha's words collects waves of merit equivalent to hearing or teaching all Buddha Dharma. So here the meaning is that if one receives the teaching on the entire Lam Rim, even once, hearing about that's our state of suffering, that liberation from this is possible, and how to achieve so, hearing this entire presentation will be of immeasurable benefit to oneself. But if one doesn't just leave this at mere hearing, but engages also in contemplation and then cultivating these minds within oneself, and then with an altruistic motivation, sharing these teachings with others, then there are great waves of benefit that come not just to oneself, but to others, as well as, or thirdly, to also helping to keep the Dharma and maintain the Dharma in the world, keep the Dharma present and a lived experience in the world. So therefore, even just hearing one presentation on the entire Lam Rim has incredible benefit. Even more so then, sharing one's knowledge that has been cultivated and developed within oneself, sharing this with others, then the benefit truly is immeasurable.
Dubas in the Jalalmas on the path of Jik Pajam Javana to Jik Dusi to Rujena, and Dubalegora to Dusi or Jeza, Gawati Sosalia, Leon or Dugris, Sosa, Ya Gawasagris, or Duber Nabes, the Nabes, ending Denison, Sonam Lapchin, Indian Sagris, Tatum Guinea Maris or Dawai Maris or.
Collect waves of in our third line, collect waves of merit. So this term here, collect. So we can understand this if we have a number of things spread all over and we gather them together. So in this way we collect. So the idea here is that if one hears and reflects on the Buddha Dharma, then one collects merit from all these different stages of hearing and reflecting, and collects these vast stores of merit that are of incredible use, just like bringing together many scattered things. And this then is something that we should have no doubt about. We should have no doubt about the incredible benefits that follows from hearing these teachings, hearing the entire presentation on the Lam Rim, and reflecting on them, and then giving rise to an altruistic motivation, sharing with others.
Denigi Panyan Gyatso Yobadi, Denigi Yongore, Samje, and Sosorangi, Ichiche, and the Chick, Denigi, and Sosorangi, and the Lamrimlia, and Tesum Komsum, Rangi, Tesum Komsum Je, and Rangi Gang Shevadi, Hasam Namatodi, Shalia, and the Shechin, to Sheo Resigore, did some said.
We don't have it here in English, but the final words of this verse in Tibetan, it refers to thinking, literally thinking about the meaning. So what this then refers to is thinking about the incredible benefits that comes from hearing the presentation of the Lam Rim. This will lead to a great trust and conviction, or rather a conviction that this will follow. And then having given rise to a conviction that if one receives teachings on the Lam Rim and engages in reflection on them, bringing to life those minds of the Buddha Dharma within oneself, one will want to do so. And moreover, especially as one progresses with the cultivation of the minds of the Buddha Dharma within oneself, one will be developing these minds within oneself and want to share and bring others, bring the same benefit to others. And this comes from the process of developing this altruistic attitude within oneself.
And Geshe Sonam bottom of said, so Sonam so Shelley Yamnaji, Konzi in Yamnaji, and the Konzi Dunga said, and dig you to 2 quarters, Rashin Yiga Pengora, Denigi, and Jeori essay. L'objective word. Jeza, Denisa D. Shula Tingure, Jeremchi, Najo and Yamin de Darche. Tadu Daja Tishin Gyatso Sora. So the Dalai Yaman meeting in Yaman Cheva in so Araine, and Lam Rim Text, and also doing Hane, Samda, and Yamne, and the Rangi Hako, Hasam Namda, the Shalia, Chikta, so is the Dalam, but Chemboda, Jingda, Chundan, Jeremichi, and Jubki Sunshara, Jensen Hasam Namda, and Shala Pempichido to Sua is the Dinezada. Jeremchi Sonia and made in a Yaman Cheva is. Then Kyozi in the Cheva Nashin, Kyozi Lamets and the Turchi and Lam Rim Text, Shu and Yamnenche and Shalia dus Jeori Essage. Other Labjero dismore.
Goes. They Ganakadan Dorje, they are Ganaki Dunlaya. So what is the meaning of the advice that Lama Tsongkhapa Rinpoche has given to us here? So he's encouraging us to keep in mind the incredible benefits that come from even receiving a single Lam Rim teaching, but even more so from hearing a presentation on the entire Lam Rim. And if one hears a presentation on the entire Lam Rim even once, so much benefit comes for one. And this is because one understands what are the ways of thinking or the minds that bring harm and need to be abandoned, as well as how to do so. What are the minds that lead to a lasting happiness and how to develop them? This is also known. So both of these sides are known. One gathers the knowledge how to turn away from the causes of suffering, turn towards the accomplishment of the causes for lasting happiness. And if this is the case from hearing just a single presentation on the Lam Rim, even more so if one is able over some years to receive many teachings on the Lam Rim, one's knowledge of the practices to be cultivated and the ways of thinking to be abandoned, this grows ever more certain and clear within oneself. And the result then of receiving teachings and bringing those to life within oneself through contemplating them, this starts to bring about a change in our minds, in our way of thinking, our way of relating to the hardships in this world, our way of relating to others. We start to see that our mind, it becomes calmer and gentler, and happiness becomes more stable within us. We deal with difficulties in a far more skillful way, and they have less of an impact within us. So this then clearly brings about benefit to ourselves in this very life, through the virtue that we are accumulating through changing our way of thinking. We are accumulating merit which will lead to ever greater happiness in our future lives. And through this cultivation of gentler, calmer disposition, and through a more skillful outlook, we will have great benefit on those around us in this very life. And moreover, through this accumulation of virtue and our ever increasing spiritual skill, in our future lives will be of ever greater benefit to others too. So therefore, hearing the teachings on the Lam Rim and reflecting on them brings great benefit to oneself and others in both this and future lives. And then, moreover, through hearing teachings and reflecting on them and experiencing a change in our way of thinking, having a calmer outlook, a gentler disposition, we will want to share this with others, because we will have come to understand the suffering nature of samsara experientially. We will have come to understand that that our suffering experiences, these we can turn away from, and we can cultivate minds of virtue, a lasting, happier state of mind within ourselves. And we'll know this not just intellectually, but experientially. And with this, we will have a clear understanding of the suffering that others are bound by, and we will want to share our knowledge and our experience with others. And in this way, with such a motivation that has come about based on knowledge and experience, immeasurable benefit is achieved for both ourselves as well as others. And this text that we're looking at, the essence of refined gold, is a commentary to Lama Tsongkhapa's short Lam Rim, or his Songs of Experience. It has these two names, and in this, many of the verses end in the same way. It ends with these two lines. I, a yogi, practice like this. You, who desire liberation, should do likewise. This we should bear in mind throughout these teachings, that Gyatso Rinpoche is sharing his knowledge here based on both his learning and his experience. And the author of our text, Sonam Gyatso, is doing the same. So we should take these teachings that we receive as personal instructions for us to commit to knowledge, to come to know and understand well, and to cultivate within ourselves, just like these great masters do. I, a yogi, practice like this. You who desire liberation should do likewise.
And this one, Denigi Masigeda, Denigi Yamuja, and did Damba Sujin the Nyambala, Lam Rim Cheba, Sosugi, Tue Nyamlinche, she had Hassan and the Sheban, Panyan Yachimbo Sagri Sunova, Denigi Panyan Yachimbo Junguina, and Denigi Damla, so that Denigi and the Lam Rim Nyadi, Sujin the Nyadi, Nyangu, Nyan Panyan Lava Chimbo Jungures. Dinibana, Dinigi Dama Cabaj and Gaza Lama Kanichi and Yango is order, Dama Cabaj and De, Gaza Jida Wachi and Yango Sams Yamnazo.
The Tamate Logia de
Dama
Cabatin, then go so.
Kanichi and Yango is order, Donala.
Now we come to our outline qualities of a spiritual teacher and a student. So just to say, the text, the Tibetan text has no outlines. These have been inserted by the translator. So looking at this first paragraph, however, although merely hearing the Lam Rim teaching with the proper attitude is an extremely dynamic experience, it is important to say something about the qualities of a Lam Rim teacher. So this first word, this conjunction however, so this refers, this is the link to what we've just been looking at. Now having come as the reader of the Lam Rim, has come to understand the immeasurable benefits that come for oneself as well as for others, one gives rise to this wish to hear the teachings of the Lam Rim, and not just to hear them, but to internalize them, to contemplate them and give rise to experience of them. So that's the link that this term, however, indicates. And then it goes on to say that in order to hear these teachings, one needs to receive them from a teacher who is suitable to share, to impart this spiritual advice. So therefore, it is important to say something about the qualities of a Lam Rim teacher.
Ona Dedabi Damga Sidi, Damga Sushin to Nyambalas, Damga said that the Lam Rim Delco or Lam Rim Sushin to Nyambalas. The Nigi Lam Rim de Sushin Yana Panya Loba Chivana, the Damga Cabaj and the Kazajida, which in the Yango, the Nigi Damga Lam Rim de, and Yan and Lama de Kivishin, Lamachi, Lamadi, Kanichil Yango, Lama Kanichil Yango, who is as Sigurd dinner.
So then the translation we have here is correct. So again, it's just emphasizing that where we have the word teacher in our first line, there's a teaching, this refers to the Lam Rim, the style of presentation of the Lam Rim tradition, so as we have here. And then here we need to look at the qualities of a person, of a teacher who is qualified and who is suitable to give a presentation on the Lam Rim. So that again we have here clear in the third line and the fourth line of this verse, of this paragraph.
Dini teba chimi chuyen yamnen jeba lama tela ya lama chik lama reyese zamji nyana jik ma reyese lama tela ya ane chik teba chimi chuyen sheken lama tela tsenyi dina tenpa chik kukuri reyese chi dan lama ki tsenyi dike ma ngoyo song lama dina chili nyen kukuri reyese chi lama ki ngoro tsenyi ru shi kor din ma.
So we'll be looking here then at the qualities that someone who is a teacher of the Mahayana Dharma requires, because there's a variety of different divisions within the Buddha Dharma, and in the specific context of the Mahayana Dharma, one needs a teacher who is qualified to be a guide, to be a spiritual guide of the Mahayana paths. So that's what we'll be looking at.
Lam Rim Text Tabachim Chukari Tone Chingy Yamne Chabane, Dalamaki Singirushi Gorwa, Diniza Dana Chiu Dambi Chu Yamba, Webigi, and a Givishin La, Tabachum Dang, and a Tabachichun Dasa, Dongaji Gable, Shin Yitini Midawa Model Sung Yang Sol, Jinajidang to Chenya, Givishin Lamatela. Tabachim Chu, Kapkutan, Tabachum Kablia, Lamadinity Korea Sadan, and do you capso, and Lami, Lamadinish Korea Sadan. Ajing, Nagin, Jibi Kabla, Lami get Tingy in South Korea Saji, Lami, Denigi, Tingy Delia, Jidan, Sunsu Midawaro, Chimanguyores.
So looking at then the start of the next paragraph, in general, the qualities of the various teachers of the Theravada vehicle, the Mahayana vehicle, so those two which comprise the sutra teachings, and the Vajrayana or the tantric teachings, these methods are manifold, and any Buddhist master is a worthy teacher. So again, read up to there. So when you're looking at the Lam Rim, this is a presentation of the Mahayana Dharma. It includes the practices of the Sutra and and of Tantra, and it includes the practices that are common to the Theravada vehicle. But the teaching itself is one of the Mahayana.
Daine Bakap Jiso Tamba Rinchin Ditabi Kadin Nubi Kivishin ni Derikan Shabatar said that Tamba Rinchin to the Amazuki Jaju Lam Rim Chimbo, J Tamba Rinchin to Tamba Rinchin, Jaju Lam Rim Chimbo, Jaju Lam Rim Chimbo, Yamin Jagi, and the Denigan other Yanche, Lama getting Chimbo, Lama getting Nubi, yesterday, Denig, Mahazu, Lamits and the Chun Yagi, getting Jingle Lamadi, Kivishin and the Ganesh Kuri, Lamna. 지산 챙이 되는식 temba 구구리에서데 되게는 지선 잠바 공비게 되게 나라야 아니 지 라메 챙이 되는식 구구리에서 챙이 송요레스.
What we see in the first part of this paragraph is that the spiritual teachers who present the varying different parts of the teachings that the Buddha gave of the Buddha Dharma, that here it is listed that, or it is specified that they require particular qualities. So the teacher of the Theravada Sutra vehicle, they require particular qualities. For those of the Mahayana Sutra qualities require certain qualities, and those of the Vajrayana teachings, such a teacher of those also requires specific qualities. So here, so that's what this term in general refers to. And in terms, then maybe we can say in particular, of a teacher of the Mahayana. So of the Mahayana teachings, then in Maitreya's Ornament of Mahayana Sutras, it is mentioned what are the qualities of a Lam Rim the Lam Rim tradition, what are the qualities of a teacher of the Lam Rim tradition are. And that's what we have in the second part of the paragraph. Yet the specific qualities required of one who gives a discourse on the jewel-like Lam Rim tradition are described in the Ornament of Mahayana Sutras.
나디네 안도리 옛날에 가르친 거라서네 아주 그 차바침비기 계획신에 제발라 안에 미랑기 규두와 치고 그래라 규두와 랑기 규두와 치고 그래서 제가 규두와라도 소소기 규마도가나 직되자 공도 서보 되자 전부 가게 전부 안에직 되는 여바이나 소소 규모도와 안에 소소기 직 되니기 최게 삼다도 안직 몽바 하모고와 몽되어바다 심 남면 휴직배 뭐 직되는 여바이나 소소 규모도와 제거래 제가 되니나 아니 태바침이 취야 어디 취 마로만이야 하고 시도 말해서 봐. 제가 되니자 유두로 저거 그래서.
So the first part is quite the same. Yes, what the first part of the Tibetan is saying that literally the spiritual friend or the virtuous friend, the teacher of the Mahayana Dharma, he should have a mind that is subdued, a mind that is pacified. So this is of particular importance because someone whose mind is not subdued or not pacified refers to someone whose mind is still dominated by powerful afflictions, and these afflictions will ripen and dominate their mind and lead to their expression. So afflictive minds such as attachment and anger and pride. So these minds, if they are not pacified, they will be dominating the person's mind. Their mind will be unsubdued, and they won't just be dominated their inner world, but they'll be being expressed in terms of their way of verbally communicating and their behavior. So that would be a person whose mind is unsubdued or unpacified or undisciplined.
duwa sigur. Tene changara chabana duwa. Ane shiwa, nyewar shiwa. Ane yunde lapa. Ane tongyu tubi shera de tenpa siya tang. Ane la karso sine. Ane karso chue shea ya. Ane shea keba ma keba siya tang. Ane jamze. Xianlia chue tuya ge jamba da zewa yoba. Ane chi xian yi chue xie ba be chi ga zhuo ma ne zun zhu yoba. Ane de ni za an di ga lia, ane xian yi chue xie ba la, ya chi gang ga yong ru de le sui bo gong de ba gu le se chi. An de ni le chi gu le se yun de zhu zhu xi do.
So if we just briefly then mention the 10 qualities that are presented in the ornament of Mahayana Sutras. So the first is the mind should be stilled. So this we have listed here at the bottom of page 5 and the first half of page 6. The mind of the teacher should be stilled, should be subdued, should be stilled, should be completely pacified. They should be highly learned, highly educated. They should have, in the top of the 6th page, they should have a realization of emptiness. They should be more both learned and realized than the student. And then they should have, their mind should be conjoined with love and compassion. They should have joyous perseverance as well as patience, and skilled in explaining, skilled in teaching.
So chudula be nyamle yo chiku rela da chudula ba nyamle desa so sugi chudula ba sidi lunga yusum yo ko ne shala ne ba jime sabi so se ba chi sum dene so ne nyamle che ba chiku res desa dene sum me na so sugi lu yi to ne sha ku ma ja da sha ko ko ta ji tu je da an de ne che an na go ne mi ko ta ya ja san xie de ne che sem yu to ne ni lu yi to ne sha la ne ba da ne na san ne sem Lokta dini kidiwa ina, ane che xie chi tu marwa xie liya, mi xie ne nye kawarwa, dini za xie le pando chi tu mar, rangi ne nyamle yaqo yung tu mar, kasi ne so sugu nyomwa gadi yorwa. Chisa dini za tsurimi labi gyutuwa, tsurimi laba so sugu lunga yisumi gane xie la nyoba chigime se begi, dini ge samlo di so sugu liya nyamle chin, dini ge nyamle tsuri labi ge so sugu nyamle chi ati kukure so gyutuwa se de.
We can then, at the first quality, be subdued through realizing the higher training in ethical conduct. So this, word that we have here translated as subdued. So this is can also be translated as subdued or pacified or disciplined. So often when you see the word discipline, it's this term subdued or pacified. So the mind is disciplined, the mind is subdued, or the mind is pacified. These would be synonyms. So this then refers to the first quality here that a Mahayana teacher requires is they need to have accomplished the higher training of ethics or ethical conduct. And as this accomplishment of the higher training of ethical conduct that leads to their mind being subdued or pacified or disciplined. If the mind is not subdued, then with an unsubdued mind, a mind will be dominated by the afflictions, such as covetousness, harmful intent, and many others, and wrong views, of course. This then will have an impact on the physical behavior that the teacher will display, and this behavior will certainly be contrary to the Buddha Dharma, and may even bring harm to the students. And in terms of the verbal communication, they may well lie to their students or engage in divisive speech, and this all comes from a lack of having a subdued mind, an undisciplined mind. And then having a mind which is still dominated by the afflictions, that is of course harmful enough. But if they haven't overcome wrong views, then they will be unable to teach the Buddha Dharma correctly because of their severe misunderstandings. So therefore, the first of the 10 qualities is to be subdued through realizing the higher training in ethical conduct.
duwas da shiwa labde kare shiwa de dingi labe labas labe ke kare shiwa re labna ta zo yu tsudung laba sumba ina soson sem namyang yu ji la samda de ji du ne be dingi ni ma du je yu ji la samda de den zam ji ju ne ma du je samlam sa pa ji namyang chi lo ba sho do ba ina 저기 공야고 잡투고 말와 소수기 냠내 야고 제도 말에 소수 냠내 야고 제마도는 소수 냠냠 매바자 샬 야고 시도 말에 디네 인자는 소수기 시와 시디 띵이지 줍네 아니 신이기 냠내 요 신이요 띵이지 신이요 공바지 신이 규례 깨와지고 그래서 띵이지 라바 규례 깨와지고 그래 띵이지 라바스도 신이시고 신이 토바지고 그래서 신이 토바이나 시와 라베 가서네 가리 시도 그래서는 소수 유지리에서 yu karir chiliya chik samdang de yu di tse do nye che shan la ma yang wa che sim ane gui pa namdo di pa choya di ki pa mewa cha ru re se shi wa se de teni ki chowa namya di ki pa shi che ane sim tse do ne tu gu re se che zan teni ki tse do ne bi tingi zini me na yu chiliya nga zo samdang de sim di pa choya che zi nye ma do di zang ane yu di takta yakbo jingi tu ma re se yakbo yung ma re tenza dingi zin laba chuku re dingi zin labe nyamne yu yakbo juyo sona ane shiwa se de kare shiwa se sem namye yu chi le zeji do sam da de de le zeji do ne tu che namye de chasa mya ba cha ru re se ro de tenza yu dingi zin labe nyamne ku re se.
And the second quality that a Mahayana spiritual teacher should have is be stilled through the realization of the higher training and concentration. So this term that we have here, stilled, in other translations you'll see probably find peace or peaceful, because that is the literal word, peace or peaceful. But it's very similar to the third one, which is coming, which would literally be close peacefulness, something like that. So it doesn't work so well in English. So we have here stilled, but you'll see something different elsewhere. But importantly, what does a stilled mind here refer to? It refers to someone who has cultivated, who has achieved the higher training in concentration. So this it means that the teacher should have the quality of calm abiding, of single-pointed concentration. And this is required because without single-pointed concentration, one cannot engage in actual meditation. The utilize in the context of studying, reflecting, and meditation. Meditation requires as a basis calm abiding. Without this powerful mind of calm abiding, then whatever meditation one engages in, this is going to be very weak, which means the resulting experience one has of the Buddha Dharma is going to be weak. So a mind then that is stilled, or literally peaceful. What does stilled or peaceful refer to here? It refers to a mind that is undistracted from its object of meditation, a mind that can engage single-pointedly in a completely undistracted way with its object of meditation. And why is this then a requirement for a qualified Mahayana spiritual teacher? It's so that the power of and the depth of the realization will be so much greater, and thereby their ability to benefit and guide others.
Somebody like never Shiva, never Shiva, never Shiva, Labia, that around he near Dupche, send you let you near 2 and a half on the Dup 2 mena. That teach you the neighbor Kalia, shed up to ye, and dear Jabba Chino, and teach you near Matua Shadowore. Chidang deeds in top chair, she near top chair. She near Tom the Ulizido, Kazan and near to go to water, some macho chill macho near to water. That Digalia shed up the Jabba Chino, some near Matua Shadowore, Chesapa church water, Chisan Yawa Mashua, Chisan Hua, then Chasa Hio Maris or Yawa Mashua said Chasa Mashi. Namia teach you the neighbor Gabla, things near to you teach you some toddy, some Namia Mason, Margot, Gobat, and Namia Makiwach, you teach it to go yes. That you dream was and then you dream of Madanusia ladder, Kalada, Chesa Delia, teach you neighbor come, nation because things in the utility to nature, shed up the utility Java do. Mineva Shadowore, by your word. Chesa do in the Java, Kansam Chile, shed up the Java Chinem. Jabba Chidin, you teach the things in the Legical nation, Bangana, Jabba Kazechena, Jetuyagi, Jet Jetu, Diga, Numdu, called Nubarinum de Leon. Yes, Laton Topaz, Jeza, Digos in Yawashiwa, yes, or Jezada, she near Dimane, Udila Jebi, Shed, Laton, Shed up the Jebi, Laton Toyondu, and Gasol, Yawashiwa, or Adandala, she near to Digala, Laton Topaz, Google, yes, or
the things in Gilapa, outside of Gilapa and draw. Okay. And the third quality, be completely pacified by realizing the higher training in wisdom. So the second quality refers to the higher training in concentration, and the third to that the higher training of wisdom. So the difference that is being pointed out here is with the second, the teacher needs to have a mind of calm abiding, the single-pointed concentration, so that the object can be held in an undistracted way. When we come to the higher training in wisdom, then that mind of single-pointed concentration needs to have been developed further, so that the object, whilst being held undistractedly, can also be analyzed. Because the mind that is doing analysis or investigation, this is an active mind, it's a moving mind, whereas the mind of single-pointed concentration is a mind that is still, it's just holding the object without analysis. So to achieve the higher training in wisdom, then the teacher needs to have developed first calm abiding, and then also meditative insight, or alternatively translated as special insight, or supreme insight, or superior insight. So this is a mind of insight or analysis that is seen as superior or supreme because it's based on calm abiding, and it always follows the prior attainment of calm abiding. There is that sequence. So for this achievement of a completely pacified mind by realizing the higher training in wisdom means that the teacher should be able to hold an object single-pointedly and investigate that object with a mind of meditative insight, and thereby will be able to come to an even more profound realization of the object.
Then you see, Sherry Labate, that Lava Sum you go in Gyatso a chibi, Toby in the Chesa Denigi, Lava Sum you go in Gyatso a chibi, Toby in the Lamatelia, and it Tabachimikivishi and Chevala, and then you need the next tango Gyatso as a Chudumi Labigi, Rangi, Nyomo Lunga Yusumji, Nieju Chola Swaga, Lotiki Pa Damje Dua. And Shine Gomje, Dinging Laba, Rangula Shine Kiadu, and Sem Tichidan, Yuchi, Nebica, Dayu Gabla, Sem Namiada, Ungobatishi Pa Shiwa. Denegi Shine Dingane, Jeba Sheraki Labi, Jeba Chene, Hadon Toyadu, Shine Dingane, Jeba Chidu, and Sem Troati Pa Shiwa. Tisa Deni Dala. Labasumi Yamne Yobach Kuguris or Labasumi Gudu City, Labasumi Yamne Yobach Kuguris.
These first three qualities of that the spiritual teacher requires is to have attained or to have developed the three higher trainings. And these then all serve to pacify or to subdue their mind stream. The first was the higher training of ethics, which is this disciplined or subdued or pacified mind. And this quality of a pacified mind is ever strengthened with the achievement of calm abiding of the high training in concentration. This too serves to strengthen the subdued aspect of the mind. And this then is further strengthened when the mind of meditative insight is achieved. So here we've got these three qualities, one enhancing the other, and having achieved all three, then one can point to the mind being truly subdued or pacified or disciplined.
Angele Trum Labasum Yalu, Yogo, Gimjang Garalana, Sosu Tawachibeki, Shin Chedu, Shen Dujal Machu, Labasum Yamna Jerama, or Wada Sungurua, Chesumudu, Sosugan Yamna, that did Machine by the Mena, Sheliash, Ma Soya de Kalihaurua, Chesundu Marva, Chezenza, Shelia, and Rangi Yamin Chenas. Shelia, Sunala, Rangi Yamyo Yobachkure, Chesarangi Yamyo Tone Sungoza. Desuma sum jimatu wena tuje nyamlen jela ne nyamlen jitu marwa nyamlen je merwa tisa deni za rangi shan ma sum je shan le pando juala rangi singu rangi sin bala so so nyamlen ku go rese tisa nyamlen go ba de gimzen je ro shan je bala ya ho shi sun ya pando ji she bala de ma shin na ani so so nyamlen mena she tu marwa deni za de nyamlen ku rese ko bi gimzen ji sra.
The reason then that these three higher trainings are required, these qualities of the three higher trainings are required for a Mahayana spiritual friend, is as a teacher, his role is to guide students, to guide them through their spiritual development. And to be able to guide others, one needs to do so on the basis of knowledge and experience. If the qualities that the teacher needs to impart to their students, if he's lacking these, he is severely limited in terms of how skillfully he can guide his students. In other words, if he's lacking a particular quality himself, then he lacks the authenticity of when coming to lead others, when coming to guide others. And therefore it becomes difficult for a teacher to inspire his students to develop those qualities within themselves if the teacher himself lacks those very qualities. So therefore, in order to be able to teach students how to subdue their mind, how to develop calm abiding and meditative insight and gain ever greater realizations of the variety of objects of meditation, the teacher needs to have that experience himself.
Tøyne nyamnyo yoba tøyne digi dandalya an sosum danda sungjer masona chede mangbo shu dene sumgi na mangbo shu an dene shu bi dandalya sosorangi anji samna taje dene gi yenden den ba ku guri es tøbi yenden garasne shum mangbo era shu tømena shum tesma da chenye mena dene pejnala kajele dire mangbo sonjene di gargare hagu marwa bene That Sangi Sunale, Kashine, 지기 덴바트바 요레 숨고래 슝가산 덴바트바 요 말에 숨고래 슝가산나 다 요 말에서 슝가산나 다 요레 숨고로 제가 슝차사 퇴제 냐면 제가 맨날 슝지라 지삼다 퇴원에 마제베니 되네 지게 다 요레 사지 퇴제 슝디 퇴다 요 말에서 슝디 마 퇴바체 안두시네 쉐쉐바나 다세도 요다 요르 자신에 그 다음에 텔레피투 말와 제가 미션다지에는 아야 로마치 어디 중전에 전화 다음에 요 말에서 송샤디 가르나라면 어디 냐오 마살라마도 되니 소수기 최슈진 냠냠해서 시에 말하더니 인자 디멤바체 소수기 슝기 되니 숨는 막보 되니기 숨기 안에 롱디 막보 퇴비기 냠녀 퇴제 막보 퇴바지고 롱기 연된되니 퇴바지고 그래서 퇴지 슝 차상기 유여 가지고 그래서
The fourth quality, have authoritative scriptural learning. I heard many teachings on the 3 baskets of scriptures and so forth from authentic teachers. The meaning then of this fourth point is that a Mahayana teacher needs to have extensive knowledge of the Buddha Dharma through having received extensive teachings on a wide array of varying texts, but not as the words here explicitly state, not just have received teachings, but also reflected on them and thereby gained experience of them. So this fourth quality, whilst explicitly refers to hearing teachings, the meaning is deeper than that. Understanding of the teachings is also required. Experience of the vast array of teachings is also required. And the reason that it is so important that a teacher is broadly broadly educated is because if one has a limited understanding, one is limited in how one can benefit others, one is limited in the depth with which one can explain the Dharma, and one is certainly unable to present the Dharma in a way that is non-contradictory. And the reason for that is in the Buddhist teachings, which were given to varying audiences, there are differences. So in some of the Buddhist sutras, the Buddha taught there is a self. In others, he taught there is no self. In some teachings, he taught that phenomena exist truly. In other teachings, he taught nothing exists truly. So on the surface, this looks contradictory. Without an extensive education combined with reflection, then these contradictions will appear as such. The non-contradictory nature of the Buddha's teachings will remain hidden from the teacher himself, and thereby he will be unable to skillfully and unmistakably guide his students. The fifth quality at the top of our 6th page, have a wisdom realizing emptiness. So he needs to have realized emptiness.
And Dhamma, Zamlam Kabula Yundin, Lama Loma de Yundin Ha, Yundin Shangi Chene, Pene Lama di Chiki Tujala, Su Machine Bene, Loma Yundin, Tujala, Su Kavar Shuna, Yundin Di Chene, and Loma de Lamale, Yundin Hava Chegurba. And Jizan Dagangile, Lama di Loma Yundin Hava Kuri, City, Lama Korong, Loma de la Gangan, Churwa, Gangan Chedi, Loma de Lama di Yahwa Shinga Chukures. She's not Nambu Jibaru Jana, Loma di Yahwa Shin Shin Tell Jibarina, we see Lava Shaka Marwa, Lamidizan, Lava Shinga Marwa. She's not Lama di Loma di Shake, the Lamingo Shevan, the Lamingo Yamna Chase Yovana, then Lama di Yundesa Marwa. She's not Dineza Ganga Shake, that been the Lamingo Shevana, lam kibu chunyo lam jirin boko shebe na lama digi loma dile yaha shin yun na hawa shukuri kanshi le lama digi me loma dile chue kang shegi chue di loma dile lama digi yawa 하고 고고를 야바 힘아 고고를 진짜 연대 하바시데 대강 되기 최디기 연대 하바신 것이 고고를 마도 연대 강주 만주 딜라 연대 차상 연단에 하바 고고를라야 니는 말했어요. 지나 강 말라미기 로마딜라 강한테기 최디 로미기 마켐바데 하모와죠 라마디 연대 야 하고 고고를 했어요.
The sixth qualities have more learning and realization than the student. So this then means that the teacher should have greater qualities than the student. But it doesn't refer to qualities across all subjects or all topics, because certainly the students will have skills and talents and qualities in excess of the teacher in certain areas. So, for example, a student may be a skilled engineer and know how to make things or how things, material objects work very well, and that is likely to be a quality that the teacher lacks. That doesn't mean the teacher is not qualified to teach a Mahayana Dharma, but it does mean the teacher is not qualified to teach engineering. So the meaning here is that the teacher needs to have greater qualities, knowledge and experience of the topic being taught. So in the context here of looking at the Lam Rim, the teacher needs to have greater knowledge and experience of the three scopes, the practices of the three scopes. Or if the teacher is just only teaching one section, say, for example, the trainings that are common to the being of small scope, a small capacity, then the teacher is required to have greater knowledge and experience than the student, so as to be able to guide and develop the student in the qualities of in the development of these same qualities. So it refers just to what is being taught, not that in all areas the teacher needs to have greater qualities than the student.
먼저 조지 라마 은자주 셈 냠는지게 라마디 라마 셀링바로 지상 따위 전에 집에나 조지디 라마 셀링 발에 연된 치고래. 근데 저가 전주 셈기 냠는기 돈에 집에나 디네 조지라 라마 셀링 발에 연된 치고래. 지상 디네 자 조지디 라마 셀링 비제네 근데 전주 셈기 냠래 잠니지 냠래디 라마딘 디제네 슈 냠래디 슈와로와 지상 디네 자 조지기 라마 셀링 비게 조지네 대기 전주 셈기 냠래디 조지래 코로 연대 하바인 하바 샤데로와 이내다 따와 동이 또 비기 되네 따위치는 집에나 되네 조지디 남아셀링 발에 네 연다 라바 차들 지선디네 인상 연디 차탐진의 라바 인구에 말다 강라비기 대기 최대 라오인데 라바 고고레세디래.
The example that is always given here to illustrate this point is that of Lama Atisha. So he traveled all the way to Lama Selingpa, who was renowned as a teacher of bodhicitta, and Atisha went all the way to Selingpa and studied and trained with him for many years, and Selingpa taught him and guided him in the cultivation of the minds of love, of compassion, and then the eventual generation of bodhicitta itself. So Atisha went to Selingpa specifically to train in the cultivation of bodhicitta because Selingpa has this great quality of bodhicitta. But he didn't go to Selingpa to study Buddhist philosophy or to come to understand the views of Buddhism. He only went to him to study bodhicitta. And this is because in terms of the understanding of Buddhist philosophy, of the two, Atisha had a higher understanding. He generally held a higher view of the various tenets. He held a far higher view than that of his teacher Selingpa. But he still sought out Selingpa because Selingpa had the greater quality in terms of bodhicitta, even though in terms of view, Atisha had the greater quality. But Atisha wasn't going to train in the cultivation or the development of the view of reality with Lama Selingpa, solely with the cultivation of bodhicitta.
Ma teba chimbi dujal ma chui xie ne ane dujal de ya lam nyamlen che ya ti orwa dene ti ba ya ane chui di xi bene chui dun keba chu res ma chui xie ya keba chu res keba se de ma no wa ma chu ba che ane xie tu wa chu res de jiza ji ge mo ne xie ba yin ba la de nie le xie wa de yang jie le xie jie xue nie le xie wa de ne ge mo xie ko ren chu bo de jian xie de mo ne xie ba de ne都是个人处的，而且过吧，的那种个人马出吧，就马弄吧些，那的那个对下了，那我记吧是的嘛，对下了吧，那嘛年的了，那这个马开吧，的那个，然后这年不，然后这我呢马出吧的马弄些呗呢，马送他了呀，这个超过的那个，现在我们开始呀这个对下还是两这个马就的这个。现在那个年马的话是用过，那马送去个别，就是送到那边团那边，这个马送去另外的绝不的呢，就让也不是对接，按送过是吧？马送去个别，这留下来看吧，年了去年要这样，这干哪了样样了，就是另外一个那么有的，那送下去的马出吧，马弄啊，那个人这个。就是的，天天送过，天送过是呗，大送来，其他天天送给个不了，这比较大，这个刚研究，这个研究比较大呀的，那旅游可能那么就，当然呢，这个送到天边团呢，那送来呢，那家里啊判断钱用的时候，就在天天送过来就了，马开吧是的。
And looking at the seventh quality, skill and spontaneous creativity in applying the methods to generate progress within the students. Here, this refers to the teaching ability of the teacher of the Mahayana Dharma. He needs to be someone who is, as we've already heard, both knowledgeable and experienced, and he needs to have cultivated realizations in his continuum, in his mind. So that we've heard already. But here this point is then about how he expresses his knowledge, how he shares his experience, and how he guides the cultivation of those same qualities within his students. So here it's not sufficient just for the teacher to be both knowledgeable and realized, but because if someone is both knowledgeable and realized but not skilled in imparting that knowledge, not skilled in developing the knowledge and the skills within their students, their ability to be of benefit and of beneficial impact on their students is going to be greatly limited. So the teacher needs to be able to present the path in a way that is unmistaken, where the stages are presented in the correct sequence, as well as how to cultivate each stage within that sequence. All the various subsets need to be presented in a way that is unmistaken. And then, moreover, the way of presenting needs to be eloquent. It needs to be in accordance with the disposition of the students. Because if the teacher communicates in a way that is found to be off-putting, uninspiring by the students, they will struggle to listen with an open mind. They will struggle to listen and receive and be guided by these teachings. So therefore, in brief, the seventh point is that the way of imparting their own knowledge and experience and cultivating that within the students, this needs to be unmistaken, as well as they need to be skilled in a way of expressing it.
And Sosulia and say Tamyanda Yaya Samdaje Sheva member, and Sosulia, Mishandaga Kushep Chair, Mishandaga Sosula, and G Ningu Yagi, and Denega Samdaje Shena, Jigmara Chapachimbiche, she did the nation of Jigmares, the Nishigares, the Nigu Kuno, the Sosuningo Raya Donda, Sosu Tamyanda Chaya Donda, Susikera Kuno, the Nishiche, and Shalia Chishevana, and then Tapachimbi. 계위신 이제 데네션을 지금 말했어. 아니 가르고르에선 될야 데네 삼는 균에 매바체 안제라신 군군원대신 심지어 탐제 라나진 대화도 받아 누가 미디어 바래 지사 건조의 누가세 고고래 지사 누가세야라 아니 취행하는 제제세 고고 지사 데네에서 건조 누가세야 건조 디기 주변에 된다 이 삼제 야 제일 잠바다 제일 군의 라제네 마 시호래지.
Then the eighth point, so the way I've divided these up, this is a bit mistaken. So the eighth point will start here. Whom he teaches out of a pure motivation, free from grasping for wealth, fame, or power. So this specific point then is about the motivating intention that the Mahayana teacher should have. You should never come under the influence of a motivation of wanting to receive offerings or to gain a great name or to have influence over others and prestige. These kinds of very worldly motivations, he should be completely freed of these. Rather, the motivation that should manifest and or rather should pervade the teacher of the Mahayana Dharma should come from the clear realization that there is no difference between ourselves. We all are the same on a deeper level in wanting to experience only happiness and wanting to be freed from all problems and difficulties. And having understood that there is no difference between self and others in this regard, having given rise to the sincere wish of love and compassion, this wish that may all sentient beings experience only happiness. May this wish to experience lasting, stable happiness, may this be fulfilled within each being. And moreover, this wish to be completely separated from problems and difficulties, may each and every being achieve this. So this pure motivation should be their guiding motivation. And never should they engage with others under the influence of desire for wealth, fame, or power.
근데去写把소기 현대라 주요最把的点把是对现役团队啊现役的那个去写了现役团队写了现役看到主要的现役的主要了那现在写把了被开心周循嘛呢真正的写把是过的是
And the next 2 points which we have divided, we bring together enthusiasm and joy in giving time and energy to teaching, diligence and perseverance in teaching. So we can put those two together.
rangi chu shiwe kaya mani duje diki yaji yabu mache bada yabu manyen bala so bada dini yungru dati ada nyansa ma shashiwa memba che deli ada chik pa dini ki sweba chukum che sweba kum tuba chukubu res chasa rangi shen li chu shen dhubi ala rangi kale yobe na dela sweba kum tuba mi shen yi tohne ane chiki yabu nyala mala che da dini ki jebe ini ane chiki nyamle yabu ma jeba ini desu le ada nyamle yabu chiki shashiwa ma chi yana yana son yagi ane swebe nyamle denpa chukubu res che le.
And the final point, which is is very close to the preceding one, beyond losing patience with students who practice poorly. So we see how the mind of joyous perseverance pervades these last two. So here, this specifically refers to the problems that one encounters when engaging in beneficial activities for others, and in particular in the context of the teacher of the Mahayana Dharma, the problems that are encountered when teaching the Dharma. So here the teacher, through the power of their motivation, needs to be skilled in overcoming the hardships that they experience, hardships from from the physical environment, or from the attitude from the students, maybe a lack of sustained enthusiasm or sustained interest, or difficulty in understanding on the same topics needing to be repeatedly explained, or even an attitude that is of of ingratitude and an attitude of taking the teacher for granted. Whatever kinds of problems the teacher of the Mahayana Dharma encounters in imparting the knowledge as well as how to cultivate that knowledge to students, all these problems need to be transformed and overcome, never allowing them to dominate the purity of their motivation. Because if this isn't achieved, then it's quite possible that they will give up, that they will either give up the activity of teaching the Dharma or give up on some of the more challenging students or situations. So rather, the teacher needs to have great perseverance in overcoming, great perseverance and skill in overcoming the hardships that will be experienced.
Never charging, said the Denigi and the Shen Shisu in the she said, Jordan, the Shell Marty Shia Chure, the Nigi in the Shida and Dim Digana, that Ditsivana, the Indian Jushi that Tempasha, or the Nigi in the Jushi and Dembig, Tavachimiki in this and the Denis and the Litashu Lam Jimbadi, and Yangure, such somewhere. That gave in Tavachimiki in Lavado that the Chanchu Lam Chimbo. If you
can find a guru possessing these 6 personal and 4 altruistic qualities, request him for teachings and then follow them well. So now we've seen the 10 qualities that a teacher of the Mahayana Dharma, in particular of the Lam Rim, is required to have. So those were the 10 qualities comprising of 6 personal and 4 altruistic qualities.
Then I temper missing out milli top, then you go ready couple ya and Jig Ya Chanshi Lam Rim Chimbola ya Chikesum Jazin Yamla Yapuchina, Sambigi, then Yamlin Cheche, the Lama, Chirimuchela Sobata, Lama Commandam Gikon to Yamlingane, Chevana Zingia, the name Yamlin Che. And call to get Shanlia Pendok and the Tuba Zingia, Shanlia Pamba Dini to Jin, Sambigi, and Jig, some diada. And Demashaka to Wallace be the Nigan, choose one Pemba getting Chimbore, some Jelamigi, the Masayu Jim de Nema, Subit, or the Lama, the Libel Lami Badia, and Chasalia, and Debazichu, the Indian Temple, Debasia, and the Nigi. And that alone to get the Nigi, that was to show Yalan and Conjosumlia, Jambrosia, Jambra Samta, Jenny Jambra Samtane, didn't that, Chicalama Sanji Tempada J. Tinel Lama Kivishi and Ate Chan Chuja, Nia Bemas Yabure, Salami Kitchen Jada, Lama Debachi, Dinan Chig, Kova Tile, Chimatana, the Tamindu, Koala Tagudu, Sambigi, and Koala Tabitava, said the Tokudu, Sambing Jura Samta, Dordi Shirada, Dini Zada, Dian Rasi, Jishan, Simja Tamje, Dewa Duba, the Duma Miduba Shadare, Samjatamji Dewa, the Demba, Simja Duma, the Tagudu, Dianzani, Simja Duma Javada. Digit Chudungi Chigi Sembigi, Pando Jugi Sembigi, Fasanamda, some diada, the Negasm Jatamji Sayuko Tobachi, say, and Kulo, the Negasm Samda, and Ditone and Chikil, Luma Yusum Yukone Shale, Pembe Jawakazi, Rutu said, Jimbe Yamle, the Negati Luma Yusum Gone Shale, Nubi, Jawazawa in the Chigme, Sabat, some die, Yane, the next some died to Sutimi Yamle, the Ne Rada. Rangi Dunganya, Dunga Tona, Kanga Yunguri, and Shangi never Chivitona Kanga Yunguri, and Shalia Pando Chivi Kabla Kanga Yunguri, the Nekan Kanchiana, Desia, Sim Machuaje, Yakoro Malawaje, Sim and Hingjaji, due to a Chigi, Sebu Subian the chair. Then you gave in Java Trial at the Bay Aborias and Gashian Dredging, some dieting as you get that you get 20 Yam the Chadogura. Then Denise, I didn't Haji. You Tanga Chiga San Tempu Guru Shine, Kanenas, Kiwi Jawala, Sejidu, some giants, some Sejidu, some Daderia, never some diet, I think it's him. The Neaji Jabache, and this you can tini king can don't be in the Yungores, can they said one was more Jabache, some Dade sharing Yamle. On the Nigia Ninelia, Duchin, Lodi Pachadi, Jan Tuya, Yamin Yamles, Lord Chayadi, the other Jessa, the Nigger Lord Chayadi come to tea, Yimichilla Sarchi to Nijuna, the Sum Gazi to Nanzi, Gayan Gion, the Yamne, some died, the Saravada. Nam Unida, Jivada has a Yamne do some dana, or the Gunu was some time in Yimichilla, Dordu, some dana, Dinea, some dana, and it is a lesson some door.
I'll summarize them by taking the teaching we've looked at tonight and tying it to those that we've looked at this year, and then including that within the meditation that I advise you each week to have as your daily practice. So you remember with that the starting point is to generate great joy and the starting point of daily meditation is to generate joy and strength of mind. So this first step is where we would include the teachings we've been looking at thus far over these few months. So one starts by going for refuge, and in here we can include what we've been looking at in this first step. We think about the immeasurable benefits that come from training in the various topics of the Lam Rim. So one of those that is still to come is that of refuge. But what we're doing here is generating great joy and enthusiasm about in relation to the teachings we've had on the Lam Rim already in the past, and we are now going to meditate on, and joy and enthusiasm for those still to come. And then the second point within this is to remind ourselves of this precious human rebirth that we ourselves have achieved through our own hard endeavors, through our own endeavors in the past lives. And through those karmic results that we have created, we have this opportunity now to engage in meditation on the teachings that are perceived, to transform our way of thinking, transform our mind, transform our outlook. And this should, too, bring great joy to our mind. And then a third step included here in this first part of the meditation is to generate the commitment to train just like all the great teachers of the past and the present have. So here we can refer to this line of Je Rinpoche that I, a yogi, practice like this. You who desire liberation should do likewise. And then, and specifically to where we're just starting now, we think of the great kindness of Buddha Shakyamuni, who trained for countless lifetimes, accumulating merit and wisdom, so that he could become a Buddha in order to share his knowledge and experience with others and guide them to become Buddhas too. And then recognize the great kindness of all the lamas of the lineage, of all the great Buddhist masters, of all traditions who have kept the Buddha's teachings alive right up through all this time since the Buddha was in this world to today. And they've kept it alive through gaining knowledge and then cultivating that within themselves and gaining experience, and thereby have kept the Buddha's teachings alive in this world. And that is true throughout the lineage of all the various types of the Buddha Dharma and to the teachers who are present in the world today. So this is the meditation that I always advise you to do. This is all then included in that very first step that serves to bring strength and joy to the mind. The second step then is to generate the mind of definite emergence, the mind that is definite about wanting to emerge from the sufferings of samsara and to attain the lasting state of liberation. So there one reflects on suffering, giving rise to the wish to renounce suffering in its entirety, and train then in the paths to liberation. Then the third step of the meditation, that is to take this understanding that has just been cultivated and relate it to all others, seeing that on a fundamental level, there is no difference between ourselves and others. We take this understanding and we develop it further, giving rise to the minds of love and bodhicitta with a commitment to striving for Buddhahood, the commitment that everything that I do may be motivated to achieve this goal of Buddhahood for the sake of others. And that's the third of the 4 steps. And the 4th step then is, having given rise to the mind of bodhicitta, one engages in the meditations of the 6 perfections. The first then is that of generosity, which in brief is generating the wish that as much as I can help others through my physical endeavors, my way of speaking, and certainly through my way of thinking, may I always help others. This mind of generosity, this wish to give. And the second is the mind of ethical conduct, which is in order to be able to be of great benefit to others, to fulfill this practice of generosity, I have to ensure I bring no harm to others. Through my way of physically engaging with others, my way of speaking, and certainly my mental activities, may I bring no harm to others. Then the third practice is the mind of patience, a mind that stays undisturbed no matter what one encounters. And in general, in the practice of patience, there are the 3 divisions. Our mind staying undisturbed no matter what we encounter from the outer world, whether it's our outer conditions or the people we meet, our mind staying undisturbed, loving, calm, and gentle. Or secondly, in terms of our own inner turmoil, whatever inner difficulties we are experiencing, our mind staying open and spacious and gentle with regard to ourselves as well. And thirdly, in terms of our Dharma practice, whatever hardships we encounter in our Dharma practice, whether it's receiving teachings or reflecting on these, then our mind stays undisturbed, calm, gentle, and spacious. And that's the third of the 6 practices. The 4th is joyous perseverance, where again one generates joy in what one is doing and the wish to continue to add these endeavors. And then the mind of concentration, where if one may wish to here develop this specifically, holding an image such as a Buddha image and cultivating concentration, or at the various points in the meditation previously, on those analytical points, one can develop concentration. And then lastly, the mind of wisdom, which is an analytical mind, an investigating mind, a mind that up to this point we've been investigating the various topics. This is the practice of wisdom. So this is the meditation that each week I present, and I encourage you to develop this. And as we continue through this text, as I've been doing now, we will be adding in various parts of this meditation, to this meditation. So what we've covered thus far all goes into this first step, or this first of the 4 steps of the meditation. And as we continue over the year, I will continue, as we cover these topics, I'll continue to include them in this meditation. So if this meditation is something that you're already engaging in on a repeatedly over a sustained manner, then we will be adding to this. And as you gain familiarity, you will have the capacity to bring more and more into this meditation. As you gain familiarity with the various topics, then you'll have the capacity to bring in these various topics that I'll be guiding you through over the course of this text.
Andini Zanju Kewasa Shagidi, Moja, Kichmuchaga, and Kewasa, the Simjetam, Jesanju Komoto, Gurgua Show, said the Moja, the Samdangure, Nan Jemadilla, Anjuchi, Lam Rim Yembi, Lumi, Yundela, that the Lami in the Shesa, that Lumi in the Chin, Yembi, Lumi, they can school is on Digo Mashi.
Then it says? Okay. And then the 5th point of the meditation, just to very briefly mention, is that of dedication. And dedication is important, and one needs to dedicate. We've spoken about it more extensively in the past, but in brief, dedicate all the virtue created so that all beings, without exception, achieve the exalted state of a Buddha. And one does this and the other dedications one makes with an understanding of the emptiness of the 3 spheres. So we'll finish there for tonight. I'm sorry we've gone on a little bit late, but next week we'll continue from the same point from where we got up to this week, and there we'll be starting to look at the qualities that the student of the Lam Rim should have. So thank you very much.